Welcome back to the Rhino Investor Education Series on retirement planning. This is our third and final video in this series. We first talked about how to tell if you're financially ready for retirement and how to easily tell if you have saved enough. The second video educated us on why sequence of return risk is an often overlooked and devastating risk to early retirees. This video finishes what I see missing in a lot of retirement plans, and that's how to take the withdrawals from your portfolio. So let's bring it all together today. We're glad you're here. The average retirement plan accounts for 30 years of taking money from your accounts. You retire at 65, plan for the end of life to be 95, that's 30 years. So in retirement planning, we have to solve for inflation, interest rate fluctuations, and stock market fluctuations. And 30 years is a long time. My entire career so far has been 30 years. And this scroll is showing just a few of the financial events that have occurred in my career. Was your career 30 years? Think back to when you first started working and all the things that have occurred in your life and the world since that time. The next 30 years will change just as much. We can't predict what those changes will be, but we can prepare financially for the unexpected and take a disciplined and balanced approach to our investing with a dash of flexibility. I call it the wealth replacement method, and here's how it works. To make math easy, let's say you retire with $1 million in investable assets to use for retirement. Remember in the first video, we talked about the 4% rule. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year in income. And depending on current market conditions, your personal situation, and tolerance for risk, I would normally recommend taking 5 years worth of income out of the market. So that would mean taking or setting aside $200,000 in safe investments to spend over the next 5 years. In this example, it would leave $800,000 to sit and grow untouched for 5 years. And if that $800,000 can earn a 7% average annualized return over those 5 years, it will not only grow back to replace the $1 million you started with, but it will help keep pace with inflation by growing to $1.1 million so that you can take a raise in 5 years. Now that's the very basic version of my wealth replacement method. And it's best for my clients who really like stocks, believe the market will be strong, and they're just wanting to hedge against the short-term market pullback so they aren't selling into down markets. For my more conservative investors craving a bit more balance, there is a balanced variation. Using our same example of $1 million in investable assets and a 4% withdrawal, we only pull $100,000 over into the spending column. That way, we have $20,000 a year to spend over 5 years. We then take $400,000 in the middle and invest in more conservative income-generating investments, getting at least a 5% yield. That's where we find the other $20,000 a year to make our $40,000. That then leaves $500,000 to invest in stocks. To keep pace with inflation, that $500,000 needs to grow back to $625,000. But that only takes about a 4.5% average annualized return, not the 7% requirement we saw in the basic plan. 4.5% has a much higher probability of happening. And if we do even better than we need, we can gradually get more aggressive later on and or use those exceptional gains to bank more income years. The question in your mind right now might be, hey, why don't I just make life easy and put $1 million in a 5% yielding investment, get $50,000 a year and be done with it? The simple answer is because it's not sustainable. Remember, we're solving for 30 years worth of income and inflation. You need some growth to keep up. And you can't count on interest rates always being good. We just came off of 0% interest rates for 15 years. Nobody predicted that. So having some balance is important. The dash of flexibility comes in with the investment vehicles you choose. They're not always the same depending on what's available. Annuity offerings change over time. bond yields and types of bonds change. All different types of investment vehicles have come and gone in my career. We need to be a little flexible on what the market is giving us. One thing I've found over 3 decades of using this strategy is that it works, but we don't always use the same investment vehicles. With a little homework on what's out there and a little help from a professional, this method has shown sustainable over what could be a full retirement cycle of 30 years. For a more detailed illustration of my method, watch my animated video, The Wealth Replacement Method, and email me with your questions or to get started on your retirement plan. I'm glad to help. Thank you for joining us on another educational series. See you next time for a new topic. Welcome to the Rhino Investor Educational Series. Like and subscribe to charge along with us.